All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and who also were well. Peace and salutation to those of the hopeful elect. Just want to do a lesson. All right, going into, pretty much, with the spirit, how the spirit is moving. All right. And, the major things that's taking place right now, that's speaking is the MOTB, all right, which is the subdermal device, as well as the famine of the word, all right. And, like the apostles say, when the prophecies hit, it's going to be like dominoes, okay? They all going to hit, seemingly, all collectively, and it makes sense that this devil, he's doing more censorship and silencing, trying to silence, you know, you know, uh, those voices that are outspoken. It makes sense that he's trying to silence those outspoken voices simultaneously while he's pushing the MOTB and making that more mainstream and mandatory. Okay. But this just lets you know that we're at the end. Okay. Because he wants, to make this thing mandatory. He doesn't want nobody to speak up against it. And mainly the only ones that have been speaking up against it is the men of the Lord. All right. Because the Lord set up the men of the Lord, all right, to preach and warn, all right, mainly the nation of Israel, okay, and let these other heathen nations know their judgments, all right. But once the warning, mainly to our people, again, once the warning, all right, has accomplished, once this word has accomplished what it was supposed to do, which is to warn, I should say, that's when the end is going to come. All right. But the Lord has to warn our people not to take the MOTB first. All right. Because the Lord is justified in all his ways. Okay. Let me get a quick precept. Matthew 24. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Okay. So the gospel of the kingdom, it says, shall be preached in all the world. And, that's what's happening. Okay. That's what's been happening. And that's why you already have camps, and Israelites, believers upon Yahweh Shema Shai, waking up all around the world. All right. There's millions, of Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, natives, Seminole Indians, Israelite foreigners that are waking up, that have woken up already. Okay. There's millions out there. Okay. And, Esau, Edom, he sees the men standing in great boldness. All right. Let me actually get that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. All right. Because this is all prophecy, but we're coming to the end of this thing. Okay. The Lord is finna hasten, all right, the end of the world, of this current system. All right. Let me see. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labor. So this is a bold statement, all right, that the men of the Lord are out there teaching on the highways and hedges and also putting up these lessons. And that's why, going into the topic of the lesson, the famine of the word is pretty much, increasing right now. Okay. Brothers' videos is constantly, being deleted. Brothers' pages are being deleted. Okay. And just recently I got a notification. It said that one of my videos got taken down, and it says due to medical misinformation. And the video that they took down was entitled Famine of the Word. All right. And that put the spirit on me, to want to hit this lesson. Then I seen an article how they canceling. Well, they canceled what's that, Alex Jones, and now they're canceling, Andrew Tate, I believe that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And pretty much there's no more freedom of speech. All right. When you go, and look up all the different articles, people in the comment section, they're like, I thought people had the freedom of speech, Well, there is no freedom of speech. Okay. That's what this devil is doing. He's getting rid of freedom of speech. As well, Slakia, hold on. Plug in my charger. As well, this is the perfect time for him to push that MOTB. All right, you just had, the World Economic Forum. They pretty much dropped the article saying, coming up with reasons why they're going to chip the children. All right, which that goes into the fulfillment of Revelations 13. Revelations 13, verse 16 through 17. All right, when he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that mark. Okay, and then you got, Tesla. You got, guys putting the MOTB in their hand just so they can get it and open up their door. Okay. So this man, he's pushing this thing. It's more and more and more mainstream. It's going to be to the point where they're just going to mandatory it. It's going to be they're going to make it mandatory. All right, it's going to be right there in your face, and we're going to be, right at the height of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and this man, he's pushing this thing hard, as well as silencing. So this man, he's moving forward. All right, because he's silencing those, that have, an opposing voice to his system, as well as this man moving forward and taking things to the next level. All right, we're living in a technological, advanced, society. All right, and this man, he's trying to turn it up. All right, he's trying to turn up his beast system to the next level. All right, he's trying to get that metaverse booming. All right, they signing virtual artists, virtual rappers. Okay, you got virtual Instagram, people. So this devil, he's going full force. Okay. So we're in that time, man. We're definitely in a time, and when the famine of the word hits, all right, that's it. Okay, that's it. The Lord is going, remove, his mercy. Okay. And let me go back and get Matthews 24 and 14 in the NLT. It says, "In the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world." And the good news, that's the gospel. It's good news for the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect first and foremost, because that means, as the scriptures say, when you see these things, and look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right, so that means the Lord is on his way back, man. All right. What is it? Revelations 12 and 12, where it says, "Rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in the earth, and rejoice ye heavens." All right. It says, "For the devil is come down with great wrath." All right. So when it says "rejoice ye heaven," that's speaking of those whose citizenship is in heaven, who's and it's speaking of, the Most High, his Son, the angels, and the elect. All right. So, we should rejoice. All right. because these things have to happen before the kingdom come. All right, and we want the kingdom to come faster. So Matthew 24:14 in the NLT, it says, and the good news about the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world so that all nations will hear it. And these people have heard it. It's to the point where it's like, they're completely tired of hearing it. It says, and then the end will come. All right, so now the end is coming. All right, and the Lord is finna bring major judgment, starting off with those that know that they're Israelites. All right, you got a lot of, offshoot Israelite groups out there too that are, doing their own thing pretty much. All right, not knowing, completely or fully what they're a part of. All right, and taking this Israelite, or knowing that they're Israelite, taking this thing, as if it's just some sort of fad. All right, when this devil Esau Edom, he's plotting on, coming down with that wrath. Okay, and then you have, Israelite groups that are in that spirit. They're not warning, all right, about the MOTB, and they're not warning about Jacob's trouble, which shows you that the Lord ain't dealing with them because they're not going into prophecy. All right, so when the judgment come down, when Esau Edom starts going after, those it's quote unquote extremists or whatever, those that are speaking up against this system, you being an Israelite, that's to this world, that's anti-Semitic. And pretty much Esau made being anti-Semitic the worst thing ever. All right, so Esau, he's finna come with that wrath, man. That's pretty much where we're at right now. And the Lord, he's finna withdraw this word from being readily accessible, which is a fulfillment of Amos 8:11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. All right, so that's what the Lord is finna do. He's finna withdraw the this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which leadeth to eternal life, from being readily accessible. All right, the Lord's finna pull it from the web. All right, the Lord's finna pull it from Instagram. All right, mainly YouTube, but I'm just saying, you got, the truth, all right, out there on other platforms as well. But Esau Edom's, the Lord's going to use Esau Edom to withdraw the truth from all these different platforms. Okay, and the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, all right, is going to be increased upon his servants. All right. So Amos 8:12, it says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. All right, and a lot of Jakes. There's gonna be heathens too, that that are gonna try to inquire of the prophets. Okay, but they just gonna get the truth. All right, as well as a lot of Israelites are gonna get the harsh truth. All right, that they should have got the word when it was readily available. All right, they're gonna be looking for the prophets. They're gonna be showing up to the old campsites. All right, they're gonna be trying to hunt brothers down and track brothers down. Some people even gonna be showing up at brothers' house, like, how you know I even live here? That's how serious it's gonna be, because this society is breaking down. All right, Esau Edom, he has to collapse the society in order to revamp, it back up on the MOTB and the digital currency that they already got in the works. Pretty much it's already completed. They just waiting to implement this digital currency, this new global currency. So the fact that they're pushing the MOTB more and more lets you know that this place is going to collapse, for one. Lets you know that, Jacob's trouble is about to hit in the hour of temptation, and the Lord is on his way. All right, so hey, salvation is closer than when we believe. All right, and when the Lord bring the famine of the word, that's when the destruction is going to come. All right, pertaining to Matthew 24, we read that, and then shall the income. All right, and also it tell you that. Let me see if I can get. Let me see, Isaiah the 6th chapter. Okay, let me get Isaiah 6. All right, and 9, and it's going into how the angel is the one that can open up the understanding for an Israelite to get it, to be delivered, and the angel could close off Israelites' understanding. All right, these niggas out here, so they can't get it. So, but either way, the Lord still commanded us to go out there and preach, regardless. Okay, Isaiah 6:9, and he said, "Go and tell his people." Salakia, Isaiah 6:9, and he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate." All right, so that's how long we're supposed to be teaching this word. And you see the great examples of faith, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and the brothers on down that's been enduring. All right, but it's coming up to a time where that destruction, all right, that desolation is at hand, and we know that because we're measuring, all right, according to the prophecies. We're measuring time according to prophecies, because that's how the Lord speeds the times up. All right, the Lord speeds the times up by making the prophecies happen sooner. Okay, so we see that this thing is the MOTB and the famine of the word. All right, these are two major prophecies, okay, which is going to lead into the destruction, Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, and ultimately the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai with the holy angels and the great deliverance. All right, and then from the great deliverance is going to be, the nation of Israel setting up a rulership upon the earth, which you other nations, all right, underneath our foot. Okay, so Lord's will, this lesson is edifying. I just wanted to bring that out. Hey man, we're in that time, and the Lord is finna turn this thing all the way up. All right, and he's going to increase his spirit upon his men too. All right, that spiritual power is on its way as well. So with that being said, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shemakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, peace and citation to those that are hopeful elect. Shalom and a Bible ball.